know so much more you, Alicia. I paid good money for the intel I got on you. And it was worth every penny.
It was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people.
Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough, because she just started all the girls.
Alicia Keys was there singing Bad.
They did a little touchy.
They did. Ah! That was the first note. Was it her or was it the demon inside of her asking to be let out?
A claim that Alicia Keys, a respected and deeply loved musician, shapes public perception. Recently, Beyonce has indirectly exposed uncomfortable truths about the power structure around Beyonce. The conversation is not about confirmed events. Instead, it is about how fans read between the lines, how certain behaviors are interpreted, and how the entertainment world appeared at the Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix with Jay-Z. She arrived in a custom Louis Vuitton jumpsuit and instantly became the center of attention. She shared videos with Lewis Hamilton and turned a sports event into a huge cultural moment. This appearance reminded people of something deeper. Whenever Beyonce steps into a room, she becomes the headline. Some people say she controls the energy of space. Others say she absorbs it. On the other side is Alicia Keys, an artist who represents calmness, spirituality, and emotional honesty. Many fans believe Alicia has hinted for years that the industry has dark sides, not through direct statements, but through the themes she chooses, the lyrics she writes, and the emotional messages she sends. Beyonce's appearance at the Las Vegas Grand Prix might look like a simple celebrity sighting, but every move she makes becomes a public message. She arrived at the paddock with Jay-Z, surrounded by cameras, security, and F1 staff. Formula One's official accounts highlighted her. Fans, photographers, and celebrities all gathered. It became clear that even in a sports environment, Beyonce's presence dominates everything. She later posted a video stepping into a Ferrari supercar. Lewis Hamilton himself joined her. The moment went viral in minutes. Thousands commented about her influence, her reach, and her ability to turn any platform into a stage. But then something unexpected happened online. Social media users started comparing Beyonce's appearance to Alicia Keys' calm energy during the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tribute to Tupac. In that tribute, Alicia sat at the piano and simply performed. No loud entrance, no spotlight chase, just music. Fans began resurfacing that moment to contrast two different kinds of power. People began asking questions like, why does Beyonce always appear in the center of attention? Why do other artists seem overshadowed? Why does it feel like the industry bends around her? These questions grew into online theories. Some commenters suggested Beyonce holds an influence stronger than Jay-Z. Others said she is protected by powerful figures in ways the public cannot see. This is where Alicia Keys' name enters the conversation again, not because she accused anyone, but because her style is the opposite. And that contrast sparks theories the entertainment world never truly answers.
Before Jay-Z, I want to be honest. But when he's come with my money, that's when I be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I already walked away from the block, leave me the f alone. But I don't, you know, like what's going on now is like interesting to know what's gonna happen and like everyone's interested. But other than that, I never really cared what he was doing. I really don't.
How is he messing up your money?
You know, like if I'm trying to sell something, him and his lawyers, Alex Shapiro, putting a false lawsuit on me, like, you know, like that, devaluing anything that I have or trying to sell. But, you know, or even down to like, we were selling Rockwear, right, for like $400 million or whatever. I was gonna make $40 million. And right before Tommy Hilfiger signs the papers, he makes an announcement saying that he's not f***ing with Rockwear, that he's only f***ing with S. Carter. The whole shit up. And I just feel like he did that only because I was gonna make $40 million. Like he just couldn't see, like they get so mad if I'm gonna make money off them. Like every time I could have made a really big check, he's always stepped in and intentionally f***ed it up. Every time. listen, don't ask me, ask the rest of the industry. Like, you know, that's why I got the f away. I mean, one of the reasons. Like Jay, I like the way I would look at it, like if you could compare him to like a character now, I'd say he's like the Penguin. He's like ruthless like that with his friends or people that help him. At least that's how it kind of rolled out. But I don't, you know, again, I don't want to talk about this all day because all they're gonna say is, you keep talking about it. Like, you asking me questions about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what I need you to say is, I asked Damon questions about Jay-Z. Don't just put up Dame shits on Jay-Z or shits on them. You gotta say, I asked this question and he answered it, but he did not just out the blue start talking about Jay. And we talked about things, other things for an hour. You know, just for me, they have this, I don't think people say it, I think they're bots. Because everybody's been talking about this dude. I'm just not the only one. I'm the only one, if I say something, it's crazy. But I don't be wanting to hear it all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell the truth, but the way people usually end up putting things out is they make it like I just volunteered to start talking about it. But people are really asking me questions about it. So the question I be wanting to know is, if everybody doesn't want to hear me talk about Jay, why the f do people keep asking me questions about it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a setup for me, for people to be saying, oh, he's talking about Jay again. And you know that so I don't mind, but just make sure that's clear that you are asking me those questions. You know what I'm saying? Like when they posted up, you know, no, Dame wasn't talking about Jay. I just asked him these questions, but he talked about a lot of other shit. I just asked him questions about his history. But, you know, it seems like it's a setup for people to be like, oh, you're always talking about him and things. I'm like, nobody cares about him, man. They just keep asking me questions.
Let us step back to the night Tupac Shakur was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was a huge cultural moment. Snoop Dogg gave an emotional speech. Images of Tupac were displayed across a massive screen. And then Alicia Keys took the stage. She played a medley of Tupac classics with purity and respect. She performed Ambitions as a Rida, I Get Around, I Ain't Mad At Ya, Dear Mama and Changes. She did not dominate the space. She honored it. She let Tupac's legacy speak for itself. That night, she represented sincerity and humility. Many people still say it was one of the most beautiful tributes in Hall of Fame history. Years later, whenever conversations rise about the industry's darker sides or the pressures young artists face, fans often bring up Alicia. They say she is one of the few who talks about mental clarity, emotional healing, and rejecting the artificial pressure of fame. She speaks openly about protecting young artists from being pushed too hard too soon.
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
guess they're on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
So when Beyonce made her powerful Las Vegas appearance, some fans reconnected these 2 images. Alicia, calm at the piano. Beyonce, dominating a global event. One symbolizes peace, the other symbolizes control. These interpretations are created by fans, not by the artists themselves. But the contrast between their images becomes the foundation of speculation. And this is where the online phrase, Alicia Keys exposed the industry years ago, comes from. Not through direct statements, but through the energy and truthfulness she carries. The public often views Jay-Z as the business mastermind, but over the last decade, many people believe Beyonce's influence has quietly moved ahead. Her global fan base is stronger, her visibility is broader, her cultural impact is more magnetic. Jay-Z may hold the business keys, but Beyonce holds the emotional power of the audience. This leads to discussions that Beyonce holds control in ways people do not fully understand. When she enters a room, cameras turn. When she releases music, the world analyzes it. When she makes a public appearance, brands adjust their schedules. It creates a narrative that she is the more dominant figure in their partnership.
The other freedom I see in the album is just a freedom for couples who have gone through something.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. You know, it's almost a cliche, you know, the celebrity couple, you know, they get together, they break up, you know, I'm like, well, who else are they gonna go out with? But for some reason, you took an unprecedented stand to fight for this marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to fight for it and to put it all out there. What is it about this marriage that's so special that you would fight this hard to save it?
Well, it's my soulmate. It's the person I love, you know. And you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome, like you were saying. It's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah. What advice would you have for men who have caused pain in marriages? I mean, it's easy. I mean, somebody like you, I mean.
The best apology is change behavior, right? But change behavior, one. And then also you have to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge the pain. You have to let that person have their say. You have to get on the floor, get on the mattress, and you have to really work through it and really be honest. And no matter how many times, it takes a while. It's hard. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to hear. It's difficult to say. It's difficult to, to listen to that sort of pain. And you just have to be strong enough. You have to be strong enough to go through that, because on the other side is beautiful. In our case,
that's a level of strength really on both sides. I mean, if the shoe had been on the other foot, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way. No matter what side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, man, is the strongest woman I know. Like, her and my mother, they battling for number one.
Beautiful. I just want to say to you, you are blazing a trail, for a lot of us to follow. But, financially, culturally, the idea of confession could save so much pain and suffering in politics and every place else. I honor you. One of the guys said, just make sure to ask him before he leaves, is he in the Illuminati? And I said, no, I'm not gonna ask that, but are you?
I'm in the new Illuminati.
Let's give it up for Sean and Jay-Z Carter. Guest on the Man Zone Show.
Some fans take this further and claim she sets the tone of their entire empire. They say younger artists look up to her, but also fear disappointing her. They say the industry protects her image more aggressively than anyone else. These are public interpretations, not facts, but they shape how people talk online. What makes this more intense is Beyoncé's image of perfection. Every outfit is flawless. Every appearance is timed. Every expression is intentional. For some people, this looks like self-discipline. For others, it looks like something more controlled. Alicia Keys, on the other hand, appears open and relaxed. She posts makeup-free photos. She talks about mental burnout. She encourages balance. This difference in presentation creates the belief that Alicia represents honesty, while Beyoncé represents power. These perceptions might not reflect the truth, but in the entertainment world, perception often becomes the story. Alicia Keys has never publicly accused Beyoncé or Jay-Z of anything, but fans often believe her messages about emotional pressure have hidden meanings. They point to interviews where she talks about the cost of fame or the music industry creating unhealthy environments for young women. They point to her advocacy for artist wellness. They point to her decision to step away from heavy industry expectations.
Back on land.
Safe. See, he didn't get
Safe.
eaten by the plankton.
Yeah, my face is on
Sure.
fire. I'm
No,
burnt to
no.
fricassee.
Oh, yeah.
She, y'all gotta agree. There's white sports and there's black sports. There's certain things. Kayaking with the whales. We need to be on the boat for the yacht
doing
for
new
that.
things. Doing new things.
Yeah, but anything
New
can
things.
happen. Like, we gotta get back to the kids.
Why is your joint last so long?
Because you're on the story. I'm on the actual Instagram.
I mean, I know why.
So we can't cut it off. Cheers.
Cheers.
You crazy. Okay, what you want to do? Skydive next?
Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz are responding to cheating rumors and that they are getting a divorce. Over the last week, a lot of you have been hitting me up or in the comment section talking about, Kempire, have you seen the latest news on Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz? And I was like, no, I haven't. And then I saw a story where they were saying that Swizz Beatz impregnated some white lady and Alicia Keys filed for divorce. Well, just a couple of days ago, Swizz Beatz posted on his social media pictures of him and his wife, Alicia Keys, in Japan, and he had a message. So Swizz Beatz says this in the comment section with a bunch of emojis. Positive vibes only, blessings and endless love. We wish you endless love and happiness. The Dean's 15th. Damn, Alicia, it's been 15 plus years since you took that lady's husband? She did. But less than 24 hours ago, Alicia Keys responded in the comment section saying this. And of course, he pinned her comment saying, I adore you beyond words, my king. We are more connected than ever. Forevermore. Plot twist, they have an open marriage. I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know. You just never know people's circumstances and things like that. I don't know if there's a baby. I don't know about any photos. I don't know if she ever filed for divorce. I don't know. Marriages go through things. Could they have gone through something? Maybe. I don't know. But when that rumor came out, I hadn't heard anything solid or legitimate. But here we are. She says she's gonna stick beside him. But I know some of y'all that were doing videos on this could not wait for the day that this happened to Alicia Keys, because a lot of you say, how you got him is how you gonna lose him. Well, at least not yet. Or at least based off of whatever circumstances within their relationship, they're like, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. We don't know. Again, everything is alleged.
All of this makes Alicia look like the opposite of the industry machine. She does not chase trends. She does not dominate headlines. She does not create shock moments. She chooses peace. Because of this, whenever rumors arise about powerful figures controlling careers or pushing young artists too far, Alicia's name becomes a symbol. Fans say she represents those who walked away from manipulation. They say she understands how the system works. They say her actions speak louder than confrontations. This is why social media claims that Alicia exposed something. It is not that she made a statement. It is that people look at how she moves and compare it to others. Her tribute to Tupac also fuels these ideas. Tupac stood against the system. Alicia honoring him with such emotion made fans feel she shares that spirit. That spiritual connection to integrity is powerful. It becomes a silent message, and people interpret that message as a warning about how the industry treats young women. Again, these are fan interpretations, but they create a narrative that grows louder every year. Sacrifice so many girls is something that circulates online whenever conversations about Hollywood pressure rise. It refers to young women entering the industry unprepared, getting overwhelmed, or losing themselves in the chase for success. It is symbolic, not literal. It describes what happens when fame becomes too heavy for a new artist to carry.
And I must say that I just had such admiration for Beyonce. Boy, what type she is. Beautiful. Wonderful person. Just beautiful, beautiful. And she was there with her mother, and I could see that she's got good foundation. So I know that when I say have legs, she's going to be lasting and be here. And those things are really important, that she seems to have the mentors necessary and the background with the parents there.
Some people say Beyonce benefits from this system. Others say she survived it. There are even people who believe she represents the highest level of the industry, meaning she no longer faces pressure but becomes part of the machine that creates it. These are fan theories and online opinions, nothing more. People compare her rise to Alicia's path. Alicia came in with her piano and poetry. Beyonce entered with an aggressive industry push. Destiny's Child was groomed from childhood. Beyonce became the center. Other members faded away. This history makes some fans believe Beyonce grew from a system that pushes girls hard and keeps only the strongest. Again, these are not accusations. They are public conversations about the nature of fame.
I would like to start for what everybody knows is Jay-Z.
What about him?
Were you around him, and what capacity were you around him? Was it strictly, was it only
NDAs
unplugged?
in my life.
Okay.
Both of them were with Mr. Carter. Ask me what you want to know and I'll answer what I can.
Let's just start with the base level. Business, personal.
Both.
Both.
And spiritual.
And spiritual. And spiritual. Okay.
We believe in the same power. We don't believe in appropriating it the same way.
Can I ask you this? For you, did you find joy in the business or pleasure? And when you answer that, I'm gonna flip it on him. Do you feel he found joy in the business or pleasure part of that? Or spiritual?
He is the most shameful thing I've ever done. There is nothing that I experienced with that person that has not inspired shame except for Unplugged. That was the purest moment. For me, it was all done in love for music, love for all that was there, love for the culture. I hate the fact that we did it all for a culture vulture. For someone who never truly had the capacity to appreciate that moment in time, to steal it from the masses, to hide it, to cloak it. I put it up on Philadelphia last year when we launched. You know how many people came to the network to see that show that they never got to see? You know what's great about this year? I still got the footage.
There you go. There you go.
And in 1 week, Jay-Z unplugged the actual whole concert from beginning to end will be viewed and able to be viewed on realjag.com. Come and see the history. Come and see the power of that moment, the amazing things that we did with our bodies and our minds and our spirits. There was not one person in that room that was not elevated that night. And everyone in that room would be a liar if they said that I wasn't responsible for 75% of it.
Alicia represents softness and protection. Beyonce represents intensity and dominance. This contrast creates tension in the minds of fans. They place Beyonce on the side of the industry. They place Alicia on the side of the artist. This division fuels rumors, interpretations, and emotional reactions. The truth will always remain somewhere in between, but the conversation never stops. When Alicia performed Tupac's classics, she became part of a long history of artists, honoring those who spoke truth. Tupac challenged systems. He questioned institutions. He warned people about manipulation. So when Alicia sang Dear Mama and Changes with such sincerity, some fans now believe she was carrying that legacy. People compared that moment to Beyoncé's controlled celebrity appearances. They say Beyoncé represents polished perfection, while Alicia represents emotional depth. So when people say Alicia exposed something, they are really referring to the spiritual contrast. Alicia often talks about protecting inner peace. Beyoncé's image is built on power and perfection. The entertainment world loves this contrast. It creates debate, it creates theories, and it brings Tupac's message back into modern conversations. Now that Beyoncé is appearing everywhere, from film premieres to F1 races, fans say she symbolizes the industry's most intense form of influence. And when they rewatch Alicia's tribute, they feel like she represents the opposite path, a path that resists control. This contrast fuels the entire narrative we see online today.
Was that it? I'm not.
That's a word, right?
Okay,
That's
okay.
a word.
We have the dictionary over here.
Should I do more than a word, or
Yeah,
is
you
this
can
just
do a
multiple
phrase.
words?
You
Okay,
can do a
okay,
phrase.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, Tupac.
Tupac, genius.
Okay, Biggie.
Biggie. God, I just used genius for Pac, because Biggie. I think Biggie's album Ready to Die is an album that should be used in psychology classes. I think it so brilliantly depicts the mindset of the urban Negro male. It's like every question you ever had about a black man, why he feels a certain way about certain situations, everything you ever wanted to know, you can find between the lines of that album. I think it's brilliant. Puffy, just large, just the man. You know, Puffy is, I think, Run DMC was the first group to really define what rap is. And I think Puffy is now in that rap renaissance, kind of being part of defining really where rap is going. He's making people dance again, getting back to the original fun of rap music. Jay-Z, second best to second to Rakim.
Okay. Will Smith?
Will Smith. Just the man. Just the man.
Okay, we're gonna end all that.
That guy's brilliant. That guy.
Alicia Keys never called Beyonce worse than Jay-Z, but fans interpret her entire career as a quiet message about resisting the parts of the industry that harm young artists. Whether that is true or not, the discussion continues every year. At the end of the day, this conversation is not about accusations. It is about how fans interpret energy, behavior, and influence. Alicia Keys represents calm truth. Beyonce represents overwhelming power. Both are icons. Both are talented, but the world sees them differently. The real question is simple. Are these interpretations revealing something real about the industry, or are they reflections of how the public chooses their heroes and villains? What do you think? Would Alicia Keys ever directly speak on these rumors, or will the silence remain part of the mystery? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.